Okay, here is an answer key for the practice test. Some of you have said that you like the video, so you can rewatch it, so I'm going to try to do more. So, what's the slope of the ramp? Slope is rise over run. So let's figure out our rise is up, so it's going to be 1 over 2.5, which is going to equal 0.4. Therefore, answer plug my mouse back in. My answer is going to be here, B, 0.4. So which equation, what is the equation of the line that has a slope of -3 and a y-intercept of 4? So let's go through here. Look for y-intercepts of 4. Remember, it's y equals mx plus b. Then we're looking for -3. So there is our answer right here. Okay. So what is the slope and y-intercept of this line? Okay. So let's do the y-intercept first. So that's the b value, and the b value is going to be equal to where it crosses the y-axis, which is going to be here. And let's make that line a little bit smaller, a little bigger. Good. Let's take that last one away. So there is our line right here. Let's make that a little more clear. So therefore, our b value is going to be -1. Now our m value, once again, is rise over run. So that's going to equal, and let's draw our little triangle. Let's do it in blue, and let's pick 2 spots where the line crosses here. So up and over. So it's up 2, 1, 2, over 1. So that is 2 over 1. So we can reduce that to 2. So if we look here, we have our -1 is here. So I have this one or this one. And then our b is 2, which is this one. Therefore, our answer is D. What is the equation that goes through the point 2, 3, has a slope of -2? Alright, so let's list off what we know. We know x is equal to 2, y is equal to 3, and the slope is equal to -2. So let's go back to our equation, y equals mx plus b. And we're going to plug everything in. So 2 equals -2 times, oops, that should be 3, -2 times 2 plus b. 3 equals -2 times 2 is -4 plus b. Let's bring it over to the other side. So we get 3 plus 4 equals b. Therefore 7 equals b. And we have our y-intercept. And we have our slope. So let's look for the equation with a -2 slope. So they all have -2 slope. So therefore we're just looking to match our 7, which is right here. Therefore answer is B. Which two are parallel? Alright, so parallel lines have the same m value. Perfect. So let's go through here. So let's use red. These two have 2 and -3, so they're out. For slopes, this two has -2 and 2, so they're out. This one is 3 and 1, so they're out. If we look here, these don't have a slope, but we know any line that's written y equals something is a horizontal line. So these lines are going to be going like such. Therefore, if they're both horizontal, they are going to be parallel. So our answer is right there. So these are both horizontal. And we go from there. Now, which line is perpendicular? Now we know that a perpendicular line has a negative reciprocal. What does that mean? Flip and change the sign. So fix that word. So we're looking for one that's flip and a sign change. So if we take a look here, these two are both positive. So that's out. These two here are both positive as well. They're out. These two here are both negative. Well, that's out. Now here, we see one negative, one positive, and this is 2 over 3, and we flip it 3 over 2. So our answer is right here. All right. This one is going to be a little more difficult. Let's zoom in here because we're going to be making a bunch of lines. So it says points A, B, C, and D are as such. So let's do all the points. So 1, 1 comma 4. In 1, up 4. Let's put a dot right there. Perfect. B is, so I'm going to do this. It's going to take a little while. That's black. This is blue. This is green. This is red. And we'll do yellow. Oh, not yellow is a bad color. Purple for this one. So let's start. What's our second one? Blue. I gotta go back here. Blue is our B1. So 6, 3. So in 6, up 3. Right there. Now, green is my third one. So green is negative 1, 5. So negative 1, up 5. It's going to be right there. So this one here is red. So we're going to go negative 3, 0. So back 3, up none. I'm going to go there. And lastly, our purple is going to be 2, negative 1. So 1, 2, negative 1. So we have all our dots here. Now let's look at what the coin said. Which line segment is parallel to AB? So let's start drawing some line segments. Oops. So we're going to go AB, and those are these two colors. So let's make that black. So we're going to look for a line that's parallel to this line. So does it say? It says AE. So that's this one here. So let's insert a line. Let's make this one go here. And make it a little longer. Let's make that one red. And I'll indicate that right here. This is our red line. Oops. Let's go back one. Let's use the pen. Red line. Now we can tell those aren't parallel because they're not going the same way. Now BE, B is our blue dot, BE. So because it's starting at the blue, I should draw the line anyways. But we know it's not going to be parallel because it's starting at the blue and going a different place. So that doesn't make sense anyways. Oops, I should make that a common color. Let's go blue, right? Therefore, we can go down here and say, okay, that's blue as well. So we know that's not it. Now CE is green to purple. Well, that's not going to be it. It's going like so. But let's make sure we do it up there. So let's just draw it here. So that's not going to be it. It's going a totally different direction. So that only leaves the last one, DE. And if we do that one, we'll do that one in purple. That one's going to be parallel. There's two ways we can check this. We can A, eyeball it, but B, we can also look at the rise over run. This here is down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one here has a slope of -1 over 5. And the AE here, if we look here, is going to be down 2. Did I do that right? What is that point? Oh, sorry. AE is between these two. So we're going to go down 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So it's the exact same slope. This one is down 1 over 5. This one's down 1 over 5. So we know that those two are the parallel because they have equal slopes. Oops, I need my trusty highlighter. Boom. Make it official. So how would the graph y equals 3x minus 2 change if 3 and 4 were doubled? Okay. So let's rewrite this equation with those two numbers doubled. So y equals 6x minus 4. So we have to remember that the rate of change, or the slope, is how fast it goes up or down. So we had a larger slope. Therefore, goes up. Let's say it's going to be steeper. Okay, then our y-intercept is where it contacts, and it's gone down to -4. So it's going to go lower. So if I just sketched a Cartesian plane here, let's say this is -2. If we doubled it, we go down further. Let's use green. It would be now down here. Right, because this was -2 here. This is going to be -4. So we're going to look at our answer for steeper and slower and lower. Oh, steeper and lower right here. Now it's not going to be steeper and higher because our new point is down lower. It's not going to be less steep because our rate of change is higher, and we have a less steep here one. So it's going to be the first one. So let's go down. Next question. So graph the following linear relations. Okay. So let's do some graphing. So if I'm going to mark the dots first here with my marker, and let's do blue for this one. So we're going to start reading it backwards. So positive 2, we're going to put a dot for our y-intercept, which is going to be right here. Then our rate of change is -2. Remember, it's -2 over 1. Over 1. So for my mark here, I'm going to go down 2 over 1. So it's going to look as such. So let's put in a line. I'm just going to do this first. Let's make it nice and small, and then I can stretch it out and make sure I connect both. There we go. As such. Now, let's do our second one in green. So let's start with our y-intercept. Y-intercept's -4, so I'm going to go down -4 and put a dot. And our next is 3 over 5. Rise or run, so I'm going to go up 3, over 5, all the way to here. Now let's insert our line. And I'm just going to estimate like that, and then I'll fix it up. So here we go. As such. There we go. And our last one, I'm going to put in red. -8 is my y-intercept. Then 1 over 1, so this is going to be There's a 1 in front of there. Rise 1, run 1. So I'm going to go up 1, over 1, as such. And let's put my line in. Smaller. There's nice lines right there. So there is those three's graphed. So I charted my y-intercept and went back to my rise over run. So the equations of 4 lines are listed below. Okay, so which represents a vertical line? Now we know a vertical line, all the x's are going to be the same because it's going straight up and down. So if I drew a little chart here, a vertical line would just go straight up and down like such, and all the x's are going to be the same. Therefore, we're looking at something like this, where x equals. So this is going to be x equals 2, which has a negative slope. Okay, so our slope is our m value. So these guys don't have m values, but this one does. This has a negative m value here. So that's going to equal y equals negative 2x plus 3, which then has a positive slope. It has positive 3 here, so it's going to be 3x minus 2. And which one's a horizontal line? Horizontal, the y value is always going to be the same. So if I was going this way, no matter what I go, the y is going to be the same all the way across. So the last one here is going to be y equals 4. Now, this is something we haven't touched on yet, but I left it on here just to increase your mind a little bit. It's a good thinking question. We want to write the equation as such. And we've moved around a lot of equations. So we're just going to rearrange the equation. We're going to move this over here, and they'll switch signs. So that's going to be 2y equals negative 3x plus 4. So now it kind of looks like what we have up here. But this has just a 1 in front of it. So now we have to move this 2 over. It's a multiply on this side, so when it comes over, it's going to be a divide. So I take care of that. So it's going to be y equals negative 3 over 2 x plus 4 over 2, which we can then simplify equal negative 3 over 2x plus 2. There's my answer. Now we're going to do the same thing here. Actually, this time I'm going to move this over, just because I want to move one thing. It's negative here, so it'll become positive on the other side. So let's go with 5x plus 9 equals 10y. Now we have to divide. We have to just get y, so we're going to divide everything by 10. So 5 over 10x plus 9 over 10 equals y. And that will reduce to be a half x plus 9 over 10. And if you really want to, you could write 0.9 equals y. And we're there. So, 1 second. So distance time graph, we haven't touched on this in a little while, but we can take a peek at it anyways because we should have it in our knowledge bank. So identify the t-intercept, the d-intercept. So d-intercept is going to be distance intercept here. Explain what it means. Well, the d-intercept here is 5. And what that means, if we remember, it's where he is away from the, what's it say there? The motion sensor. So that's where he starts. So that would be the starting distance from the motion center. Motion sensor. Okay. And what's the t-intercept explain? Well, the t-intercept, if you look here, time intercept, that's where he's at 0 meters away from the motion sensor. Okay? When he is at the motion sensor. And his rate of change would be distance per time. But more importantly, let's draw our little triangle. Let's just use the big one here, all the way over and all the way this way. So his distance down is going to be -5. That's his rise, and here is his run, which is 10. So if we go here, so this is rise over run, which equals -5 over 10, which equals -1/2. I like fractions, so I'm gonna write like this. Eventually I'll write like this. Perfect. So on to this one. Without graphing, find the equation of a line for a line perpendicular to this one, and the new line runs through this point. Okay. So perpendicular. I'm just going to write perp, because I don't want to write it all. Is the negative reciprocal. So we're going to flip negative. Okay, so we're going to flip and change the sign. So flip and change the sign. So our original one is, sorry, original m is equal to 2 over 1. So the new one, we're going to flip it, so it's going to be 1 over 2, and we're going to change the sign of it. So it's going to be negative. Perfect. Now we're done the first part. Now we need to make an equation, but we have our m. So m equals -1/2. And 3 other things we need is x, y, and b. And they gave us an x here, it's -2. They gave us a y, but they didn't give us this. So let's figure that out. So y equals mx plus b. Let's plug in everything we know. So we know 5 equals -1/2 times 2 times -2 plus b. If you plug that in your calculator, you'll get 5 equals 1 plus b. So we're going to move that over, which is going to be 5 minus 1 equals b. So 4 equals b. Therefore we have our m value and we have our b value, so we can go ahead and make our equation. So y equals -1/2 x plus 4. And there's the answer there. And these ones we've been doing a bunch of. So let's get my pen out. We're going to have to use the formula. So we need slope first. So we're going to use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's label my points because that's important to do right away. So this is x1. So y1. Just because I picked them, you can pick differently. You can pick opposite points and they'd still work. So let's plug in all my numbers here. y2 is -4 minus 8 over 2 minus -1. So -4 minus 8 is -12 over -2 minus -1. These are going to combine and make a positive. So that is going to equal 3. Now if I continue that through, if I reduce it, it's going to equal -4. Now we know our m. Now we need to find our equation. So I need an x, I need a y, and I need a b. But I don't know what this is. And here I can take either one of those points. I'm going to pick this one. And 8. go over here and we'll start this up. Y equals mx plus b, which equals 8 equals negative 4 times negative 1 plus b. 8 equals negative 4 times negative 1 is 4 plus b. So then it's going to go, move it over, it's going to become a minus. So we're going to get 4 equals b. Therefore we have our two things. We have this here and this here. Let's write our equation. So y equals negative 4x plus 4. And there's our equation. Now, solve the following linear system. Right? Solving the system just means see where they cross. It's easy as that. So first of all, we have this one here, which I'll chart in the blue. This one's quite simple. We've seen it lots before. Our y-intercept is negative 2, so let's do that. Negative 2, we put a dot there. And then our rise of run is 1 over 1. So we're going 1 over 1, so it's going to be right here. Let's insert and put in our line. I'll fix it up after. Good. Now our second line isn't quite how we want it. We have 2x minus y equals 4. So it's not quite how we want it, so let's rearrange it. So I want y to be positive, so I'm actually going to move this way and move this way. Okay, so that's going to equal, in the end, it's going to equal 2x minus 4 equals y. If I want to rearrange it to get how I really like it, 2x minus 4. So let's redo this one in green. So my equation here is minus 4, so I'm going to put here my y-intercept. Our rise of run is plus 2 over 1. So I'm going to go up 2 and over 1, like such. Then let's make my line. Right, so it looks like, it's a little odd because it's different from the one I drew by hand. It looks like our point of intersection is right around here. So I would say, let's say it happens right on that line. I would say our point of intersection is x value of, let's say 3, 0. Okay. Now we could, if we wanted to, that's not going to work. We're going to leave this. We haven't done this yet. So we're going to leave that for right now. Now here's another blast from the past, but I like it. So we're going to write the equation for each of these. Let's go plan A. So plan A is 40 for unlimited calls. So that's going to be a straight line right across 40. You can almost chart it right now. Let's insert the line here. Let's do some drawing first. Let's make each one of these 10. 20, 30, 40. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. But if we have something that's $40 the whole time, it's going to look like this. Something pretty much like that. As such. Now, if... what's the other equation I want to write? So it's a horizontal line. So we know a horizontal line is y equals something. And it's y equals whatever the horizontal line is. So that's going to be y equals 40. Now, for plan B. Plan B is $10 plus $3 per rental. So, I'm going to go cost equals $3 per rental plus 10. Okay. Actually, I'm going to erase this and go by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, as such. So, let's take a peek here and let's graph this one. Where's my marker? Let's do this one in green. So my y-intercept for this one is 10. So I'm going to start at 10 right here. And then my rise of runs 3r. It's really hard to go 3, 1. Really hard to go up 3 over 1. So I'm going to go up. I'm going to go up 30. So if I go up 30, then I have to go over 10. Like this. And the way I can do that mathematically is I'm going to pick 10 as my number to put in. So I'm going to go 3 times 10 plus 10, which is going to equal 30 plus 10, which is going to equal 40. So you know at 10 it's going to be 40. Let's insert a line there. From here through here. There we go. So, explain the conditions where each plane is better. So I would say, personally, the green plane. So let's go plan A first. This is the red one. That is better for over 10. Over 10, plan A is best. And then plan B, which is the green, would be under 10. Let's just make a note down here. At 10, both are equal. Good. Now, using mathematical reasoning, what have you learned from parallel lines? Prove the following are parallel. So we know that parallel have equal rate of change / slope. So let's do this one here. Let's do the green one here. We're going to go up and over. So it goes up 2 over 3. So let's call that line 1. Okay, so line 1 rate of change equals 2 over 3. Let's do line 2 in this one. Let's go from here. So up and over, up 2 over 3. So my line 2 rate of change equals 2 over 3. So since both rate of changes are equal, the line is parallel. Perfect. Now use mathematical reasoning, so they're perpendicular. Right, so we know that these should have a negative. Spell it right this time? Nope. The negative reciprocal of each other. So, let's take a peek. Line 1, let's pick 2 points. Let's pick this point. Let's go up and over. 2, 3. We've seen this rodeo before. So, line 1, which is the red, rate of change equals 2 over 3. line 2, which is going to be the blue rate of change, is going to equal I'm doing this line, so let's grab where am I going? Go over here. Here to here. So that's -3 down 3 over 2. So our rate of change here is -3 over 2. And I can see that these have been changed. They are negative reciprocals of each other. So you flip them and change the sign. Therefore, they are perpendicular. Alright. Now this is a tough question. So Rebecca and Jessica run businesses. So let's do Rebecca's equation first. Rebecca's equation equals charges $50 base fee, and then she also charges $30 per hour. So that's going to be a rate of change, 30H. Okay, and then Jessica equals $40, so she's going to add $40 to it, and hers is 35H. So it says, what did they charge and how long? One day that charges 2 bills the same. What did they charge and how long did each work? So I'm going to say Rebecca equals, Jessica equals Rebecca here. Right? Because it says they're both the same amount. Okay? So if I think about it, what's Jessica equal? That should say Rebecca. Rebecca equals Jessica. So Rebecca equals 30H plus 50, while Jessica equals 35H plus 40. So now we're just doing simple what here? Simple algebra. So let's move the H's over here and move the numbers over the side. So that will equal 50 minus 40, which equals 35H minus 30H, which is going to equal 10 equals 5H. There we go, 10 divided by 5 equals H. So 2 equals H. So now we know that 2 hours both charge the same. So let's prove that now. We have a good idea. Oh, that goes up there. That goes down there. Oh my god, this is getting weird. Let's erase this. And do... Oops. This is going over there. This is going over there. There we go, perfect. Now let's prove this. So let's go back to our original equations. Let's say Rebecca. After 2 hours, let's go 30 times 2. Let's do all this. Rebecca, 30 times 2 plus 50 equals 110. And do the same thing for Jessica. This is going to be 35 times 2 plus 40 equals 110. So we proved that they're the same, plus we proved that the total. So our statement would be, therefore, both charge the same at 2 hours at a cost of $110. Perfect, and that is it. Alright, so hopefully some of you use that, and hopefully you have a better understanding. So have a good day or night wherever you are, and talk to you later.